Hello children, in this video we are going to see rise of capitalism, colonialism, imperialism, imperialism of British East India Company in India, foundation of rule of India Company in Bengal, British Mysore struggle, British control over Sindh, and fall of Sikh power. Rise of capitalism. Now what is capitalism? It is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state. The discovery of sea routes made trade between Europe and Asia profitable because time and cost reduced. Why were trading companies formed? It was not easy to carry out trade single-handedly, and hence many traders came together and formed the trading companies. Why did European rulers give military protection and trade concessions? Trade with Oriental countries was very profitable and responsible for economic prosperity. That is why European rulers gave military protection and trade concessions. It led to accumulation of wealth in Europe, and it led to rise of capitalist economic system in Europe. Now let's see what is colonialism and imperialism. In colonialism, a powerful country on basis of economic and military strength occupies another region and establishes its political supremacy. Imperialism means a system in which a powerful country controls other countries by establishing its overall domination and establishing many colonies. Many people feel that both colonialism and imperialism are same, but there are some differences between them. Let's see what are these differences. Imperialism is the idea driving the practice. Colonialism is a practice. Imperialism is creating an empire, expanding into the neighboring regions and expanding its dominance far. Colonialism, country conquers and rules over other regions, exploiting the resources of the conquered country for the benefit of the conqueror. Imperialism is just exercising power over the conquered regions either through sovereignty or indirect mechanisms of control. In colonialism, there is great movement of people to the new territory and live there as permanent settlers. Though they lead the life as permanent settlers in this new region, they still maintain allegiance to their mother country. So people from the country which has conquered this new region, people from this country move to the new region. British East India Company. British East India Company was established in 1600 AD. And trade between India and England was carried out through this company. British East India Company took permission from Emperor Jahangir and established its first factory in Surat. From 1750 to 1850, the British East India Company ruled most of India with little interference from Britain. When we are talking about Britain, we are talking about British Parliament and the British monarchy. To protect their trade and territories, British officials hired Indian soldiers called sepoys. Anglo-French rivalry. The struggle between English and French in Europe was competition to increase their influence in European politics. Their rivalry in India was a reflection of the competition in Europe. 3 wars were fought by the English and French, known as Carnatic Wars. In the Third Carnatic War, England defeated France, and England now dominated in India. Foundation of British rule in India. Battle of Plassey, 1757 AD. What was the reason for the conflict between Siraj-ud-Daulah, the Nawab of Bengal, and the British East India Company? In 1756 AD, Siraj-ud-Daulah became the Nawab of Bengal. The East India Company officers had received some trade concessions from the Mughal emperor. They misused these trade concessions and built fortification around their factory at Kolkata. However, they did not take the permission of the Nawab. Hence, Siraj-ud-Daulah captured the factory at Kolkata. This created discontent in England. Robert Clive diplomatically bribed Mir Jafar. Mir Jafar was the commander-in-chief of the Nawab's army. He promised him that he would make him the Nawab of Bengal. Now, why did Siraj-ud-Daulah lose the Battle of Plassey? Nawab Siraj-ud-Daulah and the British troops met at Plassey in 1757 AD. But under the leadership of Mir Jafar, the Nawab's army made no move to actually join the battle, and hence Siraj-ud-Daulah was defeated. In return for this, Mir Jafar became the Nawab of Bengal. Later, Mir Jafar started protesting against the British. Therefore, he was removed, and in his place, his son-in-law Mir Qasim was made the Nawab. Once Mir Qasim became the Nawab, he also tried to curtail the illegal trade of British. And therefore, we see that once again, Mir Jafar was made the Nawab of Bengal in the place of Mir Qasim. Battle of Buxar, 1764 AD. Mir Qasim, Shuja-ud-Daulah, the Nawab of Ayodhya, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam formed an alliance against the British. In 1764 AD, Battle of Buxar was fought in Bihar. The natives were defeated, and after this battle, the British East India Company got the right to collect the revenue from Bengal. This was as per the Treaty of Allahabad that was signed. British-Mysore struggle. Hyder Ali, he was born in the year 1720. His reign is from 1761 to 1782. He offered strong resistance against the military advances of the British East India Company during the First and Second Anglo-Mysore Wars. He was the innovator of military use of the iron-cased Mysorean rockets. Tipu Sultan, he was born in the year 1750. He was the son and successor to Hyder Ali. His reign is from 1782 to 1799. He continued his father's fight against the British. However, he died in the Battle of Srirangapatna, 1799, which was fought against the British. British-Sikh struggle. British feared Russia might attack India through Afghanistan, hence turned towards increasing their influence in this region. The route towards Afghanistan went through Sindh. The British understood the importance of Sindh, and therefore they tried to capture it. Ranjit Singh, whose reign was from 1801 to 1839, was the founder of Sikh Empire. In the beginning of 19th century, the power was in his hands. After his death, his minor son Duleep Singh, whose reign was from 1843 to 1849, came to the throne. On his behalf, his mother Queen Jindan looked after the state affairs but could not keep control over the officers. In the First Anglo-Sikh War, the Sikhs were defeated, but still Duleep Singh remained on the throne. But the growing impact of British over Punjab was not acceptable to the Sikhs. Mulraj, officer of Multan, revolted against the English. In spite of thousands of Sikh soldiers participating in the war, in the Second War the Sikhs had to face defeat again. In 1849, the British finally captured the entire region of Punjab. Children, with this we finish explanation for this lesson. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and take care.